Just now you joined and just now you are asking feedback, Suguna. After sessions, feedback link will be shared. Kindly wait for some time. Yeah, good evening, one and all. Welcome to International Webinar Series on Holistic Health, Well-being and Sustainable Development on occasion of World Social Work Month and commemorating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, nation celebrating 75 years of independence. And this webinar series is also part of International Conference on Social Work and Sciences towards One Health and Sustainable Development. Today, organized by Sri Holistic Health Foundation India, Sri Research Institute and Center for Arts, Sciences and Wellbeing. Today we have with us Sri Samuel Bungi Arbo. He is National Coordinator, Community Social Work, Practice and Development of Foundation, Africa Chapter, West Africa. He is also Head Nurture Life, African Ambassador, EQ for Peace from Sierra Leone, Africa. So we will, before proceeding with the sessions, we will invoke the blessings of Almighty through prayer.
कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः.
With the blessings of Almighty, we continue with our sessions. Now I would like to invite our Samuel Bungi to take over for the session.
Hello.
Community social work practice and development in Africa. Yeah, welcome.
Thank you once more.
Kindly go ahead with your session.
Thank you once more for your invitation. I'm very much happy to speak again for a second time in this forum. It gives me a great pleasure to share my social worker in this part of the world, Sierra Leone and West Africa to be precise. I'm a social worker. I've been working with disabled people right across the country, and I hope and pray that my discussion will be fruitful as I hope to make it very much interactive for us to learn because the learning session. The same you say nobody have nothing about knowledge. My session today will be talk about social work and disability. Social work and disability. What are the role of a social worker in with disability people? Can I get it?
Yes, please continue.
Okay, I start. One can define disability as a way which enables one to do something. And in life, everybody is disabled. We have disabled which are very visible and some are not visible. But disability is a relative term. And many people, because of their condition, they are debarred from not moving forward. And most of them, they have potential, they have sit on it because of their disability. And social workers have a great role to play in able to bring them to the limelight for them for their ability to be showed up and for them to be more productive in nation building. Sierra Leone as a case study, there are a lot of disability homes and disability population is on the increase because of negligency on the part of the government and parents. And I was fortunate to work with Cheshire Home in the southern part of Sierra Leone, where it's a pure disability home. And children happens to share with me their experience. How are they feeling? And it's sad to note that most of these children have been neglected and deserted in this home. And only there through the help of other people, good hearted organization and humanitarian organization normally goes there to help them. And because of that, most of them have end up in the street. Because of that, most of them have end up in the street as a street beggar and destitute. And sad to know. And these people are human beings. And Sierra Leone have set a world record. First in history, Sierra Leone that have appointed a visual impaired minister who was by the name of Minister Attila, who was the Minister of Gender, Deputy Minister of Gender, Children and Gender Affairs. It was also in Sierra Leone that we have a bill for disabled people. That disabled people, when they are in any position, in any position or in any academic institution, it is free for them. But most of them do not know that this thing is out there for them because of lack of communication. And social workers, we as social workers, we have a great role to play in order to enlighten these people, to make them get up from their darkness and bring the light. To tell them that everybody is disabled. Because the motive of the social work is for us to work as a community, to work as a team in order for people to get a better life. And this social work thing say eco building a new social world. It simply means eco building means you are talking about the environment. And a social world means the movement that everybody is important. And everyone will be everybody very, very much important towards nation building and towards the world progress. For example, there's an adage the time is right for all social workers to come on board to see how best you can channel up to give these people more and better living and more condition in their way of doing things. For example, as I said earlier, in Sierra Leone, as a case study, it's said to know that if you happen to be in the capital, most of these street beggars they are disabled. They are disabled. They are either disabled from birth or through an accident. And I'm talking presently, I'm doing this program directly from the Multimariah School for the Blind, which is the nation first West African School for the Blind, which was established in 1956. And it is purely visually impaired school that hosted and have a body home for visually impaired people. And as a social worker in this school, I've tried to navigate and to get their own view. What is their take about their situation? And some of them have accepted their plight, and some of them have not yet accept their plight. And some of them are still in limbo. But as a social worker, we have the advocacy, we should treat everybody equally, no matter their condition, no matter their plight. And I believe in India, we have a similar culture because when it comes to social work interaction, I've read a bit about Indian social work activities. We have some similarities because of our setting, where we are brought up. And in Sierra Leone, to be precise, because of our home, because of our upbringing, we treat everybody equally. But this dispensation, we see things have been shifted away because we have lost our culture, we have lost our touch because of so many things which have happened to us. And mind the Sierra Leone have gone through 10 years of senseless civil war, which many people were amputated during the war. And most of them become disabled because of the war. And we see we always have an amputee camp, which most of these people are from the provinces. And most of them are in the streets begging for their life. And the government is always saying that they have a special fund for these people, trust fund, which they can use for them to upgrade themselves. But sad to know, it has been corrupted and been chopped by some government officials. But as a social worker, we have a great role to play. One we have with the great role we have to play. One is to come out and campaign against discrimination. That everybody is important. That we as social workers we have what it takes, that the core value which binds us together, that believe in helping humanity. And secondly, we should also try to work with people and with love to restore dignity to them because of their condition. Most of them they always feel left out. They are ashamed to come in front to explain their plight. We should work towards them and bring them to the limelight that everybody is disabled. Like you put your disabled behind yourself and let us work as a team. And I read a bit about Helen Keller, who was visually impaired. It was crippled. It was the person who introduced the bill, and because of that, you see most of these visually impaired people in Sierra Leone, and most of these people are also disabled. They are they are very much discouraged because of their condition. We as social workers right from the world, as we just say them around, leave no one behind. It simply means everybody is important. We also have to incorporate the spirit of Ubuntu, which means you are because they are. You know, the spirit of Ubuntu is rooted from South Africa. It's an African culture that because of the condition which the South African have to find themselves, and it was propagated by the late Ubuntu, which simply means you are because they are. Because if they are, because people need people for us to achieve what we want to achieve. I strongly believe we as social worker, we should also have the spirit of Ubuntu with us. Because with that we can able to achieve what we want. We together we are able to we are able to make the world a better place for us to live. One, what makes you to be a social worker? What are the qualities for you for a good social worker? Social worker, one, you should not discriminate. You should always ready to go extra mile to give comfort to other people, no matter their condition, no matter what they are going through. For example, I was fortunate to be on the station yesterday talking about social work and social system in Sierra Leone. How this thing have invaded and what's the role of social work and social system in Sierra Leone. And sad to know, Sierra Leone as a nation, most of the universities are doing social work. But the harsh reality of it, most of these people are doing most of the people are doing it with all their heart because they consider social work a second option. And we're tracing back the roots of social work in Africa. We can go back to Egypt, where the first social work school was opened in the mid 50s. That simply means social work have been with Africa for a very long time. For a very long time. And because of that, we should always try to incorporate what it takes for us to be a good social worker. And because of that, we should always try to incorporate the right spirit, the right positivity for us to live as a good social worker. One, we need to be as a good social worker, communication. We should always learn to communicate. One, you should always serve as an advocate. You should always advocate for the rights of the disabled people. We should always try to do what is right, what is good. Go out there to raise a campaign. Should be a whistleblower. Whistleblower in a sense, we should always give the right thing, the right communication, the right attitude for you to be a good social worker. You should also try to involve in community development in order for you to be a good social worker. Simply means the world is a globe, and simply means all of us are connected in either way, either by birth or by relationship. Social work is a family thing. No matter who you are, no matter where you come from, we are all social worker because we are trying to give the world an enlightenment. You can simply give the world an enlightenment through research. One, for you to be a good social worker, you should embark on the research. Simply every day, new things are coming up. You should always have to partner with other people for you to be there so that you can able to work as a good social worker. Bunji, for you to be as a good social worker. No matter the condition, you should always stand there to give an open hand, a free knowledge, a free information to people as long as it's what towards human development. And so having any skill attached to what you want to do to help humanity. As I said earlier, we social workers, we are humanists. They're there to help humanity. No matter who we are, no matter where you come from, we are all the same people. We are the same that run in Indian vein, the same blood that run in the African veins. So in that point, I want to impose there, and if any one of you have a question, because I said earlier, this session is going to be very much interactive session. If anyone have a question or input or contribution or a critique to make, you are free to do so. Hello. Hello.
Thank you.
Hello. Any contribution or any inputs? So far, am I on the right track? Everyone want to make a meaningful contribution, or everybody wants to keep an opposing view to what I'm saying, or somebody wants to interject or have something different or similar to what I'm saying?
Thank you. It was really nice hearing to you again. Can you hear me?
So, any view?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, thank you for sharing insights and joining us again.
Yeah.
Participants, if you have any queries, you can unmute yourself,
Yeah.
raise your hand.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good evening, brother.
Yeah, welcome, Mary.
Actually, you told about the Helen Keller now, because I am working in Rotary Club. I'm working with challenged people, so I know how the disabled people do more social work than normal people. I have experienced in my own club. So very good takeaway about that, and very informative and wonderful session. Thanks for the insight of the disabled people. All the best.
Yeah. Okay. I will continue from that point. As I said earlier, I was giving an insight of what it means to be a disabled person in Africa. What it means or the impact of disability in Africa. For you to be a disabled person in Africa, it's really bad in the sense that maybe even your family member will see you as an outcast. They will shun you, they will neglect you. And most of the disabled people are living on Peter. And most of society in no sense frown at these people. And as a usual worker, we should have the courage and the guts to go out there to meet them, to make them feel like they are very much important. We really believe that they are very, very much important, even to people who are able. Because disability, as I said earlier, is a limited. Everybody is disabled. Everybody is one way or the other. We should have the courage to go out there in the streets, in our society, in our community, in the radio station, to give people the insight of disability in Africa. Because as I said earlier, disability in Africa is very, very, very bad. It's very, very bad. Very, very appalling. People are not taking seriously. So we are a social worker. We should be on the lead. We should take the lead for give the people the right information about disability. That disability is not a taboo. It's not a disease. That there is a disability, there is ability. And as I'm talking, Sierra Leone, we have a very good case study. A very good case. A case where most of the sound engineer, when it comes to music in Sierra Leone, all the top musicians, the past two people are disabled, especially the blind people. They are very much gifted one way or the other. What disabled people can do, other people cannot do it. So I'm talking to everybody as a social worker, as people of the world, as people of the world, but also have that right positive mind in treating disabled people with positive, with courage, with openness, with open mind, to tell them that they are very much important, to give them love, that we are the world, we should make the change, no matter their condition. And social workers say that we should not discriminate. We should always go there to give an open hand towards humanity. They are human. And it's not, some people do social work, some people just do something because they force them to do. When you want to do social work, it should be an open something to you. It should be something that you love. Because the world is love. What love is love. And social work is a loving profession. It's a practice-based profession. When you practice based on practicality, and these people need to be show that practicality that they are loved. And we as a social worker, no matter our condition, no matter their status, we should go out there to be showing that love as a social worker. And the pause as I'm expecting another question or contribution from other people who want to make an input or inject or giving something or a critics what I'm saying, because especially nobody has monopoly over knowledge. We are all disabled as far as I'm concerned. Everybody disabled, but with our disability, we are able to one or the other. We can make the world a better place with a meaningful contribution. We can give the world a smile. We can make the world a paradise once more. Because of our attitude, how we treat ourselves, how we entertain ourselves, that most of this world crisis is all man-made because we believe and feel that we can make it all by ourselves. Nobody is very much important than one another. We are all equally in the hands of the Most High. It's the same hand, the same person who are Christian or Muslim that's made us. To have that in our mind, as only believe the world can be a better place. We as social workers can make that change, that positive change towards humanity. As the love what we need to give to humanity, not health, not money. When you have the love as a social worker, you can spread it out so that people can feel belong. I will rest my case here and pause and look for more questions and more input from other people. Hello?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Samuel.
Yeah, any contribution as I will continue from this other angle. If any person to make an input or give an opposing view from what I'm saying, you are free to do so. We are all learning. We're all learning. We learn in the process. Somebody have an open knowledge. I can learn from you. Can learn from me. As a social worker, we should be free. Always to ask questions, to give an opinion, to give an input to what's knowledge, because I believe session is a knowledge sharing session, and I want other people to give their own input. Hello.
Thank you for your inputs. I don't think anyone has any query. So,
okay, let me ask the audience a question.
You can proceed, otherwise you can conclude.
Can I ask the audience a question?
There are no questions.
Hello?
Say something. You can continue. No questions.
Okay. I will continue from that angle, as I said earlier. From law, what I believe, what says now, what the world needs is its love, and as a social worker, we have ethics in social work, which is a whole topic on ethics. As a social worker, we should be more ethical and very more mindful how we treat ourselves. We have the core values in social work. One is confidentiality. What we treat in confidence, what is in confidence, we should keep it as a secret. What about solidarity? I want to have empathy. The empathy. A social worker should be very empathetic in treating a disabled person, not sympathy. When you are very empathetic in treating a disabled person, you know that one day maybe he can be with you. And also, after empathy, also cooperation or partnership. You can learn from this disabled his own skill, and you can also able to pass your own knowledge, your own skill to the disabled person, to make that disabled person feel loved and feel belonged. Because I said earlier, most of these people, they are just left there and abandoned by their family, and they consider these disabled people as people who are bad women. And these people, they demonize them because of their situation, because of their condition. I'm sad to know that I followed up in the Democratic Republic of Congo, where a disabled person was thrown out because the family considered that person as a witch, which is a boy of age of 7 years. He was thrown out because, according to their own family taboo, they said because the boy was born disabled, he's a witch. And I got back to how best I can able to trace. When I started to trace back in Congo, I was informed that most of these people they are there in the state, in the villages, because of their condition, because of the alignment, they have thrown out because we consider them to be a rich because of their condition. In Sierra Leone, it's happens, but in the a small area, but nothing good. Because I said earlier in Sierra Leone, we have disabled beings. The disabled people are free to learn, are free to enter university at all costs. But there's a big question in it. There's a big question in it. Maybe the subvention of what it takes for people to get as disabled people is very, very cumbersome. Because most of the buildings are disabled friendly, they are in a very bad shape. And most of the libraries without real books disabled people can read, there is no material for them. So what they lack in Sierra Leone and disabled people is resources. As social worker, we should go out there to source funds. It's our best we can give people to make it very much comfortable by helping them, for them to get a better living in what they are doing and disabled people. And it's not Sierra Leone happens to be the first country in Africa which have disabled school and which have disabled campus to make minister, as I mentioned earlier, but things went down because of people's perception about them. So as a social worker, no matter their condition, no matter their state, they are human. We are human. Let us go once put that human plot, that human condition. Let us give an helping hand to them. Let's tell them that they are very much important. They can make it in life, no matter their condition. Like that encouragement. They don't leave their home. Let them go to their churches. Let them go to their churches, to the mosque, if they are a religious person, visit them, encourage them. That give them a word of courage and encouragement that they are important. We are all equal in the sight of the Most High, no matter their condition. So I will just rest my case here, and I thank you once more for giving us the opportunity to talk to you today again. Hello.
Yeah, thank you.
Hello.
Various aspects of social work, social workers in community development. Also, you really quoted nice some other cases as well. How a social worker can contribute in different ways in spite of being disabled also. Disabilities or challenges won't stop social work. As you rightly mentioned, we will take it forward and look for more sessions from your counterparts. Thank you once again for joining us.
You are welcome.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, thank you, Samuel. Thank you once again for joining us.
Hello.
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 Yes, Samuel, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, I said you are highly welcome and very much appreciate the fact that we are now trying to partner, building a collaboration and partnership as social worker. As I look forward to more of this deliberation and discussion, and I hope and pray that this bond will continue, and we will try to give the world make the world a better place for us to live, for humanity to live. Because as I said earlier, as a social worker, I don't believe in the borders. I believe in human. I believe in the relationship. I believe in human. And as a social worker may be the place where at the moment, the place where I belong. So as a social worker, I strongly believe in diversity. I believe in diversity that can make the world go round. No matter what, we believe we can make the world a better place through diversity, through partnership, and all. I once more thank you for your audience. I thank you for your patience, and I thank you for the opportunity to give me to talk once more. And we look forward for more of this talk as I would like to serve in different capacity with organization. And I pray that this friendship, this bond will continue and it will last. Once more, I thank you. I said, Ubuntu. God bless you all.
Thank you. Sure, definitely we will have some more sessions from you and your counterparts. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you can stay back for the next session, or you may leave now. If time
Yeah.
can stay, we have another session by Ravichandran on employability skills. You can also learn
Okay.
from the next speaker.
Okay.
Okay, let me introduce
Thank
our next speaker for the day.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Samvir.
We have with us Ravichandran, Principal Consultant, HRM, Mapper Consulting Co. Currently employed in Ministry of Defense. To take over for the session on employability skill to enhance for current seniority. Over to you, Ravichandran.
Thanks on providing Dr. Ravindra. And I would like to thank Mr. Samuel as well to give a long explaining about the social welfare relevance. Like I was not able to really follow many things, but certainly there is an issue was talking about some specific point. So I would like to thank him as well, Mr. Samuel, once again. Dr. Ravindra, I have my slides kept on the right side. How can I just make them to view and make things ready available on? How to make this? Can you please go ahead and how to?
You can open the slides file on your desktop.
I have kept the desktop open.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then you can click on in Zoom. You can see a green button. Share screen. Can you see? Share screen button.
1 minute. Just hold on for a second, please. Open the file. I'm in a Zoom meeting. Now, I should go to where? Sorry. I should go to
the bottom. You have these options now.
Yes.
Start video, mute audio.
Correct.
See a green button. Share screen.
Share screen. Well, yeah, I have pressed it. It's on the green. Well,
yes.
Now
you have to click on that.
1 minute.
Once you click, you can see all the open windows. You can select the PPT window and click on share. Did you click on that share screen? Yeah.
Is it viewable now?
It's coming.
It's
It'll
coming.
take a few seconds to get updated.
No, not this. Sorry.
Not yet. Blank screen is visible. If network is slow, then it will take more time.
My net, I usually feel that it could be a speed one because I have a tower which is devotedly kept on my workplace.
You can
the speed could be.
Stop sharing and start again.
Just hold on a second, please. You can view my screen, is it now?
No, it's not visible. Content is not visible.
But Just.
You can stop sharing and again
Yeah,
start it.
that's what I'm looking at.
You can try now, start sharing. I have closed it from my side.
Okay. Can you give you by chance?
No,
Is it viewable now?
not yet.
May take some more seconds or what? I have kept the screen open here.
No, did you select the appropriate window? You have to select that PPT screen.
Yeah. I have opened the file, kept open. I'm going to zoom back, meeting controls.
You have to click on share screen.
Yeah, I have already pressed it. 1 minute.
In that options, na, you can see all open windows. That select the PPT window which is open and click on share button.
I have opened it already.
It's not yet visible.
Select a window or we want to share. Yes. I have,
You have to select the PPT window.
yeah, here it is. I've already kept it and I did it.
Now it's visible.
Now is it visible? Well, now how can I take the partly a camera view now? Since
You can start your video. I will send you a request.
you will send me a request, is it? Then only it will go viewable.
No, you can just next to audio button, na, you'll see start video button.
All are appearing over here. Then where the problem? I don't see. The host has asked you to start your video. Start now. Somewhat viewable, but again,
You have to reduce this. It's more than 100%. Can you drag this slider in the bottom to 100% towards left? In the bottom you can see now 112%.
why it's going to so smaller? Just perfectly fine when it was Samsung was talking.
No, you can reduce the size so that entire PPT is visible. There is a slider down, right?
Where on the Zoom.
there you have to bring it to, or there is a last icon na, in the corner of the screen.
Yeah, that's what. Now is it okay? I think it has come open.
Not yet.
Maybe taking time. I have made the large view now.
In next to plus button na, there is a square with 4 arrows. You can click on that. A little bit down. Go to corner of the screen.
Yeah.
There is a square button with 4 arrows in it.
Is this correct now?
Not yet.
Now I could see it here in full view. All the participants' numbers, names, everything is appearing over now. It's quite fine. As such, from my side, I don't understand where the problem is. You can't go to Google Meet, is it true? I don't know how.
There is a corner button na.
Yeah, corner. I'm in the corner.
You have
Yeah,
to
all.
click that.
Is this fine now?
No, it has increased na. You have to decrease the size so that entire screen is visible. Entire PPT is visible.
You are talking about my PPT, is it?
You only part of not more than 20% of your PPT screen is visible.
Just
You
hold
have
on.
to reduce, zoom in, sorry, zoom out, so that we can see full screen.
That's okay. This I will make it even larger.
Yeah, now better, but still more you can do.
Yeah, this is the maximum I did it. All full screen it is viewing over here.
Okay.
It's
Okay,
just,
fine, then continue.
but how can I view the audience of their faces by any chance? Is this possible to view audience? Because I can make them to.
If there is option to click on participants, but you have to shift between that participants video and slide video, otherwise slides will not move.
Yeah, I need to partly view their. Um,
You can click on participants, then you will get the list. I think it will make you more complex. So you can continue with your presentation. After presentation, you can ask any queries because you are new to this platform. Again, you might have a lot of things to control.
Correct. Because I thought of fix my camera minimum. That will make more sense. This is what I felt. It won't be possible now, is it so? I don't.
Your video is minimum only.
It's appearing.
Yeah.
Already it's appearing over.
Uh,
Okay. Should I go ahead and start the book? Mr. Dr. Ravindra, can I go ahead with?
yes, please go ahead.
As such, I am viewable on screen, is it so?
Yeah,
Well, good evening to all of you. All the participants, I could actually count approximately around 30 to 40 people. I would like to say you all good evening. Um, Maybe you can, Dr. Ravindra, give a little handshake and count them because I'm not able to view their handshake move. That's why I'm asking you. May I raise one question? How many of us here come from social work service and how much of them are not from social service? I want roughly note the number, please. Like my subject would be quite ideal to make that's the reason. Roughly, I would like to know how much from social work.
you can raise your hand, participants. You can raise your hand so that you can take count. Social workers, raise your hand. Non-social workers, need not.
I request all participants because I feel that will make little clarity about that's all, nothing else. There are fun.
Ravichandran, we are also running out of time.
Well,
There you
I'll go.
focus on the session.
Yes, I would quickly finish since all things were going on. See, I just want to take it in a very informal way of explaining on the employability skills, not going with the subject in core function talk and what all we require, and not like a subject. And I am quite no sure most of them are the audience over here could be at the age segment of the 20 plus up to 40 or very less on the population of higher side age. So most could be the aspirants, employment lookout. Phenomenally, they are a job aspirant or in the middle of job of with 3 to 5 years or somewhat kind of experience. So let's come back. If a person who you come across with the 3 to 5 years, I would like to point it where you stand. The freshers, please keep a point in advance noting in this context of subject we are going to discuss. That will make you phenomenally understanding you yourself. So self-exploring. Well, why do we require education? What's the purpose of education? We all the way talk subjects, studies, math, science, English, communication of various science subject, all we passing through. So that's all the reason is our monotonous practice on education and going ahead with the similar practice of all the way across in our life, nothing else to make ourselves comfort our studies, assuring our employment over a period of lateral on completion of graduation, post-graduation, and subsequently move towards employment career progressive plans. Okay, what do we learn on education? What do we know? That means knowledge, what we talk about. Anyway, there is a wide gap. I would always say education and knowledge, learning and knowledge, and at last understanding. This has got its own differences. So maybe we can talk. It's a quite different deal to talk about. Well, I'll go to the next slide so that we mass recruitment scenario of today. where we are standing with the huge population, having employees, organized sector around only 60% in the cosmopolitan metro cities altogether in India. So anyway, this is a subject area. Again, I am supposed to touch upon what we require in employability skill. It's a quite common. Everybody come across communication skills, teamwork, motivation, self-motivating, problem solving, taking decisions, self-energy, inner energy, all we talk about, and along with the team, reasoning, creativity, dedication, work ethic practice. The ethic is a quite important discussion area where we need to deal very separately, because now in the segment of employment domain has got its own ethical practice, age to age, year to year. So that need to be very careful subject. Again, organizing skills, planning, how you manage yourself to selling your skill set. So I'll roughly go on the same topic continuously. I am very sure most of the MBA, PG outgoing students would have come across these all jargon words: dependability, reliability, response, adapting to newer version from education to marketing yourself to employment industry. So how you are going to sell yourself? It's any of you in front of on screen, you feel yourself as a product. By name of Dr. No, there is a name called Jaina, Asha, or Charu Goyal. I may be sure you could be in the age segment of feel yourself as a product. You are selling yourself. How you are going to sell yourself? As a name of Charu Goyal, how you are going to sell yourself? You are the product. Individually, I would rather say. Well, okay. Now we all need to carry the product image like ourselves, because the employability is selling yourself. Many in the market of today domain, all of them are qualified caliber in their subjects of studies. When you come into the marketability, you'll be finding great difficulty of dealing on migrating from studies to employment. So pointing it again from starting 11th point, computer technical skills, interpersonal skills. Then I come in middle of something now where what we in India employment scenario, because in the middle I put this slide to make how massively we are into the population of employment. The organized sector is carrying hardly 50% above. Rest all goes into informal business sector. So that is a very important. Make very important point. Female employment work person is got reduced in the last decade. In last 3 years of time, that means pre-COVID, drastically female employment is got reduced. So it's quite pathetic. There is no reason behind, but at last there is a huge decline on female employment work index. Now there is a huge increase in rural area self-employment. There is an increase in the last 4 years of time. And again, I would rather say in the last 1 decade, 10 years of time, rural area improvement, self-employment is increased. It means, I stress upon, it means the economy growth index is reasonably increases on self-dependability employment model. Hope you could make a point of this. Please take this point before you are entering into employment scenario. That's a very good welcome note. Okay, now again, poor amongst employment what we earn in India today is quite very, very poor, because 1,500 rupees, what we earn as a poor amongst employment center in India. Okay. I'm going to the next. See, in an employment, we always need to carry a different stimulation. The stimulation is quite important to cope ourselves coming out from the college, go into the employment scenario. Quick screening, our perception need to be very careful, deciding on things, attending an interview, behaving in the pattern of methodologies, need to be very careful. Otherwise, the first impression makes huge wide difference among people on the interview conduct. So need to be very, very careful, alert while you before appearing meeting anywhere at any given time, at any point of screen views, interview or personal interview. At this point of time, I always suggest everyone to go appear personal interview. Do not try video view interviews that doesn't carry highest professional approach, because you may not be finding easy to no deal with it. Okay. Again, I'm come back to the similar screen. It's talking about self-presentation skills, multitasking. Please note all these very common subject again. You can view anywhere, but I will catch hold of few things: positive attitude, motivation, energy, how you are creating. These all are already, I'm sure that you all come across, which I'm just pointing in this point of time to make sure all are, you are very careful. Loyalty, professionalism, customer service skill, and like all. Now, again, I come back to the perception discussion. Perception is a very, very careful subject, because we take ourselves as granted on whatever we have it in our mind, and say in our own scenario, what I'm supposed to do, I did it excellent. But they didn't take me, because don't put your fingers opposite to. This is very careful, because we always, our own perception carries our own images, mileage. So need to be very careful. Repeatedly, I say on perception is need to be very alert mind. Everybody we feel, no, our mind changes very often and often, because our organizational behavior in subject and perceptual mind thinking quite differs in current context. So this is a very important tool to find yourself where you do stand on employability skill, to sell yourself. Again, I'm pointing it out, sell yourself product, as a product, because you are employing candidate. Okay. Dr. Ravi, my screen is not moving. What are the employability skills? Knowledge is quite important. Dr. Ravi, hello, can you hear me? Hello.
Hello, please continue.
Yeah. Okay, because the voice is reachable to you, I am just defending.
Yeah, please continue.
Okay. Again, the same topic goes on few context, the similar way. The employability, where you are going with the professional CV building, you need to be mentioning about your what I know, in combination of what I learned. These are in generic discussion. Again, I'm showing the view what is all about. So now assuming in a specific skill set, you need to point it very carefully what is, where, what you did. So I'll come with the next slide, a few more slides. You will understand why I'm cautioning you again and again. Okay. The slide is moving, not moving comfortably.
You can click outside of the slide. Then use arrow keys, up and down keys.
Okay. So again, coming back to our philosophical and talk again, very truthfulness, very the attitudinal mental functioning, because these are behavioral patterns which is quite important, because any of the interview who sits in front of you will have his own assessment model. So they will easily find out how fun you are appearing, how serious you are about, how easily you can caught hold on discussion itself. So there are various types of functioning assessments are available in the market, especially new aspirants in job market need to be thorough understanding appearing anywhere in spite of you carry your educational background. You could be carrying CGPA or 80 above, all kind, MBA studies, engineering studies, or social welfare subjects. I will also touch upon social workers at last on last slide, in large number of social workers. Okay. See, decision making is also very impressive point. How you as a college student went across various projects similar to how did you engage in your college studies on problem solving. If anything is no mentioned about in your personal experience of your PG study, point them, make it in a point in the CV itself, and discuss about it. That shows real points where you could land up in a best job. Yes, problem solving, goal setting, critical thinking. Again, the critical thinking shows you know how one should be objective and think logically. There may be subject to certain engineers appearing in an interview, and especially in IT industry, logical thinking is highly assessed upon. Very important assessment. Any of your IT people, I am very sure, while we interacted with various recruitment vertical, we come across with those experiences, especially in written test as well as in the discussion. Okay, communication. Let's again, I repeat it. Communication is not just talking the best of your either mother tongue or your English, anything. It's how effectively bridging between people and people, people and people, peer to peer, peer to peer. I repeat it. Subordinate to subordinate. Hope you noted it. Why did I repeat it? The reason is we all clash each other at any given time. Any of these people gets into the best job, they may not even be necessary to survive even for 1 year. This is what the market scenario. So be careful. Communication does not mean only best communication. Lot of intercommunication. Okay, I'm going to next slide. I'm coming point to the very important point. CV building. It's called curriculum vitae or biodata, anything for that matter. We usually create our biodata simply mentioning a straight jargon words. Many jargon words available in CV preparation. I am very sure several of these people have mentioned whatever I am going to put it across here. Passionate. I am very passionate. These are the very boring words, very quite boring words. I am good communication skill oriented. I could have come across more than 30 to 50 CVs or 100 CVs for that matter for finding the best CV matchability. Many of the people could have used nothing lesser than 50% of the people use passionate, good communication skill, extensive experience, go-getter, team player. So let me tell you, I'll catch hold of the extensive experience. Be careful. Let us not cook our biodata. Let us not cook our biodata. Very, very important. I will deal upon this part later in case you ask me a question separate. I'm going next. Yes, the importance of attitude, very important. Most of them, I'm very sure, 6 out of 10 go with the attitude differences all the time, fingering at other by giving various reasons, criticism, various grounds of words I can keep putting across. But make you sure you are managing positive approaches towards your boss, towards your subordinate. You need to be very careful at the early age of thinking. At the very early age, otherwise the problem is positive is quite difficult to learn. Perception thinking, that means whatever you feel, look, taste, smell, feel. You decide it, I'm very sure. But it may not be correct, right, or even maybe. Other end of it would have his own version of design explaining things. So perception again is very careful. Again, cooperation, teamwork. This cooperative is a team which very, very difficult, complicated subject. Many of them qualified, but they may not be going with the good teamwork. So very careful. Next, I sure accepting and using feedback. Interviewer and interviewee. In the discussion, accept the change, understand what's all about, knowledge-based assessment. Various types of test assessment are given, I'm very sure. Even today, sales people are given with a lot of tests. The best companies I have handled in this market today, big names, they give a psychometric test. Very easily catch hold of you. You could be very good in everything, but they could easily find out your psychometric test, where do you stand. Very simple question they will raise at you. Practice yourself in case there is they call by PTA, psychometric test assessment. Leadership, people who go with always feel the sense of leadership, ownership, responsibilities. That's quite important. Even you go as a subordinate of anywhere. Give a respect. Yes, in principle, everything comes behind you. As I said in the perception concept, again, I come back to the employability skill. Why rational thinking is quite important. Rational thinking is why so important. Anybody, please make a note. You can raise a question to me on the session complete, because I'm mostly running on one-way communication. I usually interact with everybody cross-functionally on stages. Unfortunately, I'm not able to do that. Well, so rational thinking, similar way of understanding. See, there are two candidates sitting in front of you. Both are throwing their questions and they're matching together with the questions. But next slide, I'm showing rational model. There is a big differences, cross-checking each other. In the interview, every interviewer feels, I'm the best, I'm going to raise a question to you. Because the interviewee look for a job. So what the interviewer will check his own knowledge actually. All the interviewer commonly check their own knowledge to find out the candidate who is going to work as a subordinate to him. Yes, at last he matches, he will recruit him as his junior employee or subordinate. So be careful. The subject matter need to be very careful. Conflict resolution, look for ways to reduce conflicting, sibling, communicating more effectively with your parents during your interview process time, because these all are very complicating areas while you are looking out for a job, especially this post-COVID time, and most the unemployment market is very, very bad. So set your goals, create a plan, somewhat try to go with your progressive plans. And in the middle of you're not employed, by the way, again I repeat, any of the people are not employed, please do understand. I repeat it, please do remind and understand yourself. Don't feel about it. We all were washing our hands, for the past 2 years. I would even suggest you wash your 2 years of period. Don't worry. I know everybody passed through the very biggest tragedies in our own life, even including me, including all our participants of today. Just wash your hands like you wash your years of life. It was a universal trouble, so don't take it in a very serious. I know you took it seriously. We all were in a lot of trouble. Come out, go, set yourself somewhat, go to some new plans, engage in social work activities, and go with some more form of community discussion. Go and meet deprived people, make your adjusting yourself, engage for some time, then come up. You would easily cope up with your current scenario. I'm quickly finishing it next 5 to 10 minutes, I hope so. I'm running with my time. Good. Okay. In again coming back to employability skill area. This is a very important area, JD, we call it by job description. Do understand when you look for a job, what is your job description? What is the specific responsibilities given? So funnily, I put a slide over here. Hope everybody could view. Dr. Ravindra, please check it. Okay. We all were taken for a job. We all were given with the job what we have taken. It happens in many cases of today, including IT people, non-IT, engineering industry, manufacturing domain. I'm very less about the MSW knowledge people, but again, I can give a little different dialogue in case of any requirement comes. What job you landed up, what is your pay cost, education, what was relevant to your given job description. Be careful. Career plan. Carry a career plan. Don't be very hurry. If you are at 25 to 35 age, don't worry. Only plan for 3 years, maximum 5 years. Don't take it in a quite serious, because the employment domain is a highly complicating of today. Previous time at my age, today I'm a 50 plus, those time of 28, 30, it was quite different environment. We all were coming across India. But today, the market vulnerability is so thinner and thinner. Everything comes closer and closer, exit and exit are near to near. Map yourself reasonably for 2 to 3 years or 3 maximum 5 years. And put across, visualize yourself. I will be in this position, in this location, at this age. Visualize. I'm again saying it, visualize. Don't carry about your current day, carry up your next few days of years, only 3 years. Don't worry. Many of them are unemployed today. But again, I'm giving a little more caution and smart touch on this. We all plan, we always go turn around, we sometimes go U-turn. We come across U-turn. That's why I said over time. The plan could change. Suddenly we may need to come back to similar or different interest field or different interests. Many engineers qualified are not in their employment of what they were supposed to. They do BE MBA, BSc MBA, BCom MBA, BA MBA, social welfare MBA. They go somewhere here and there, helter shelter. Unemployed, they go for further studies. I asked a person what happened, why you continued with the BE engineering, again you are going the MBA with the finance management. He doesn't know exact reason, but what he said was, I'm unemployed, so I decided to occupy myself and I went to MBA. Okay, so make these points are very careful. Goals and our resources can change. Change management is very important, starts with many people in this domain today. Change yourself, change management, even the employment start period may not be necessary, but lateral stage, 3 years, 5 years, don't care about. Learning is making a larger part of learning. So plan B, you please organize yourself. If it's quite possible, organize. Okay, growing industries, many of them know. Post-recession, we can call it as a recession. Why did I say is the due of COVID, post-COVID made everywhere recession. I will show you another chart which will make why it's all about. The industry new grown up today, there were a lot of industries got killed, strangled, like tourism industry. The one which has got totally closed, logistics industry. There were more than 1.8 lakh tons of consignment were got stopped in the CO area, ocean area for continuously 11 months. I'm just giving an imagination to you, not. It's a visual, it was the history happened, the record was shown in logistics industries. Now, it is started growing, gradually growing. Health sector is gradually growing. Each sector has got its own MSW, social welfare requirements are there. several IT industry, health industry, logistics has plenty of requirement for social welfare requirements today. I would deal it in a different way in later stage. I can even guide you, any of your participants requesting for it in a whatever in your question session. And new employment is started with at-home working. Many new online purchase, retail markets have come up, online purchase, many things. Okay. Your career goals, you need to rehabilitate yourself for some more time, as I said in the previous slide. Same again, I'm saying it. Go take your health attention, like many slides available, many common program available, yoga, dhyana. I know I don't want to show figures, photos, images to you. I only point takes little dhyana practice, little yoga practice, which make your mind, inner mind energy and therapy, some kind, wherever commonly available, or practice yourself, potentially identifying yourself where what you exist within yourself. That all will make things quite common. And you also go as a volunteer. If you know many of you from social welfare, find out, go to the rehabilitation centers, what they were passing through. I know you all would be engaged in. I want to point it. Thanks to all of you. So I'm coming to end very close to now. Our current employment scenario and most important things, what you need to focus it very carefully. Even you write it down on your own, focus it. Yes, own opportunities, create your own opportunities, rather you go for an employment lookout. Employability is a greater part of role for every progressive education background. Yes, you can again think, why not start my entrepreneurial? If your family business behind you, don't take it unpleasant way, because your parents could have come across, or your ancestor could have come across our own opportunities of entrepreneur model. Try, learn, not to learn because your blood is there in. So you try, why not start your own opportunities, creating a job market for others and entrepreneurial learning in the early age. Many of the people in villages, they have dropped their farming job. No, milk vendor, milk, many agriculture, partly, vegetables. I'm in the village. None of the farmer sons are in employment of agriculture today. They want to go to factory employment, go to the facility service, clean buildings, carpet areas, but they have a 5 acres of land in their hand. 10 acres of land, they have it in their property. It's not touched. I know agriculture is a difficult part of business, it's not easy, but they totally ignored the domain. Entrepreneurial based touch is quite important. Now come back to the almost ending stage. The employment, as I said, you look up. I'm not giving you any desperation to you. I'm not giving you any negative passive attention to you. I want to put you the current climate, what's all about. Only 8% of work in organized industrial segment today. Rest all in business model sectors or that. Rest all are in only, they are into organized sectors. Organized sector is 60%, though we call it, but unorganized is there huge amount. As I said again, 30% of employment in female gender is got reduced. Our earning capacity, as I said, repeat, 1,500 is the earning of model today. Rural segment. So social welfare schemes, many of them untouched to industries of various agriculture sectors. You can explore. There are various teams available in social welfare. There are many jobs are getting opened up in B sector like Coimbatore, Trichy, around Madurai, various smaller towns. Not necessarily we all need to be always in the Chennai segment or A sector crowd. Okay. I almost finished my session. Took around 35-40 minutes. I hope so. And treasure yourself. Whatever you earn, have your fun. Have fun, make money. Don't go into all the way across thinking of make money, I have a life later. Hope I'm communicating to all of you. Don't be necessarily make money first and later have a life. Have your life first and make life full meaning. So that is a quite very careful attention you to be at the beginning and treasuring yourself. You have your own treasure, identify. And rest on the CV building. No, you need to be very careful. Why did I say this? In biodata making, there were many people go and talk and their experience, and coincidentally, the one who conduct the interviewer should have come across from the same company of you worked. I'm again saying it. The person sitting in front of you worked in your same company 5 years ago. And something you put across yourself that I did, so I did this in the last 2 years. Don't make gelling yourself, you will be in a caught behind. Easily caught hold. So be careful while you make your CV. Don't try to manipulate things. It's a very serious point. So that is an important point giving to employability skill people. I know many of them were giving a false picture on their biodata. Very easily I can smell out by viewing the CV by hardly 30 seconds. I require only 30 seconds to find out the CV is true or false. This is what my experience I have come across more than 22 years of this. Well, I would like to complete and hand over to Dr. Ravindra now, please. Dr. Ravindra, take care. I'm available on this.
Thank you, sir,
Thank
for
you so much, Dr. Ravindra.
insights into various aspects of recruiting and also employability skills, which are very much required by the present generation. So they are lacking these skills basically because the very first thing is the CV, that is a gateway for their employment. Many do not properly understand how to make a CV. So there itself in the very first place they fail in getting an opportunity. So on various aspects as discussed by you, it is more relevant that everyone needs to be aware and consciously follow as per their requirements to get employed. Thank you very much for giving insights. Participants, if you have any queries, you can raise your hand or unmute yourself and speak to speaker. If you have any clarifications, queries, this is a very important subject as such. Then unmute yourself or raise your hand so that I can unmute. Okay. So feedback link has been shared in chat box, and this very important subject. Do get clarified if you have any queries. You can unmute yourself and ask. Otherwise, raise your hand. Okay. Hopefully, there are no queries. So thank you.
Everybody's got resolved in their questions. I think so. I have given 100% clarity to. I hope so. Let's see. Okay. Thank you to all the participants. Though I could not view their images, I'm very happy communicating certain inputs to all of you. Do not hesitate calling me at any given time. The number is shown to you, or you can ask me by raising your hands. I can either type it or Dr. Ravindra would share it to all of you. And especially the younger generation, that's what I would say, 25 to 35, 40, 25 to 35, in the middle of even their employment gap. The gap analysis, how we can fill it upon, how you can say you from that, you are engaged in a right sense, positive way you approach. I can guide you. Anybody? Thanks, Dr. Ravindra.
नहीं कोई नहीं
Thank you once again for joining us for these insights. We will take up a CV building session if time permits. We will cover both the sessions as a workshop.
Yeah, CV
Next
building, yeah. Especially Dr. Ravindra, what I was talking about is the social workers, the population more in your side. I can give a different dialogue about it, deal about it, to finding what we require there over. Because many corporations got their own requirement, but in the last 3-5 years, I'm not very sure what's going on. But there are plenty of engagements amongst huge amount of corporates. MSW requirements were there.
See, once we reach out to larger audience, maybe because initially we're not able to connect. So we had another speaker in the first session, and due to that connectivity issue and a few parts.
I'm not sure, Ravindra sir. The issue is no, the Zoom. I don't know how good it is, but Google is quite comfort. It was excellently going every time. I always deal with the Google. It's very first time I will installed it. Google could also be a best part of it.
I mean, actually, Zoom is more popular.
Yeah, I know. Zoom is quite popular. Also, it carries a good.
But participants are more comfortable with Zoom.
Is it so? Okay, then we need to be very careful and make the screen viewable. Every participant should there know.
Maybe we can do one thing. Before starting session itself, if you can join some time before, you can have this technical issue sorted out.
I was quite available. I was waiting for you only. Actually, I went inside 2 times, 3 times earlier. You were not available. Then I called you. I thought of
Generally, I mean,
no problem.
if a speaker expresses any difficulty clearly, then we could have joined earlier. Anyway, no issue. It's life is a part of learning, and we continue learning.
Yeah.
So,
But how the audience, what is all kind, the audience is quite important. What audience they are. Without knowing the audience pulse, without their pulse understanding, if we keep throwing our words, it may not reach at all. So it's our very careful caution we need to. It's a very caution button, I would say. Minimum 80% of the participants platform need to be known. Otherwise, the program, whatever we conduct will be carrying a wrong image and wrong impression or unfamiliar. It will be failure, I think. So please be careful, doctor. That is very important.
yeah,
Audience.
definitely. I mean, whoever joins our sessions are very much interested. And there's a lot of appreciation going on in the chat box, though they are able to give their voice appreciation. In chat box, we can see messages conveying thanks and
My chief sir, doctor, what we usually do, I usually avoided these webinars in the initial stage, but it was keep on continuously progressing in over a period of time, the last 1 year. Then I started up. The reason is our HR area is more of lip service. We call it the lip service. It's not a product we hand over. It's a kind of lip service. We need to talk, explain, look at their eyes to eye contact, and give them a lot of brainstorming exercise and make them to talk. Rather, I keep talking. Raise their questions.
yeah, we can understand, but
Yeah, it
may
come
not be always possible.
Yeah, it could be
Especially with
possible.
online
Easily you
platforms.
can, yeah, that way you do it. So the audience talking happening, the moment one audience talks, the 10th audience have his brain touched again, immediately will raise a question. Audience is always keep mum, I know. But at last, when we complete our discussion, 90% of the audience will start talking and explaining their problems. This is what we have come across in our experience. Initial day, 2 days workshop, they will talk nothing on the day one till lunch hours. After that, normal open their mouth after 4 o'clock in the evening, if it is a 1 day session. Next day morning, we go along with them, maximum 2 day workshop I am talking about. By the time of evening 3:30 later on the second day, everybody will start talking, everyone will give their queries. There the touch. Okay, sir. Hope we can complete the call.
Thank you once again.
Thank you so much.
This
Thank you so much.
session
Thank you so much.
permits. We will take up. I will discuss with you personally
Sure,
what
sir.
topics you need to take up. Accordingly, we will in advance inform everyone and try to see how to engage audience.
Take it as this a pilot study. Let's take this as a pilot study now. What else? Thank you. Thank you, doctor. Can we say goodbye?
Yeah, thank you. Take care.
Thank you. Thank you, doctor. Thank you so much.
Yeah, participants, kindly fill up the feedback form which has been shared in the chat box, and you can leave the webinar. Thank you once again for joining us today for the international webinar series on holistic health and well-being. And we thank Dr. Ravichandra Garu and also Mr. Samuel for their wonderful sessions on social work and its development and also on employability skills by Ravichandran ji. So hope you all enjoyed and do join back us. So tomorrow, as usual, we know Sunday, our sessions are there from 10:30 to 4:30. I mean, 2 generally. Tomorrow we are having a special collaborator joining us. That is Rotary Club Bangalore Abilities.
Great.
That club is a unique club in the entire India, and all the club members are disabled persons. So that we know Rotary International, it's a largest group,
Very large.
and this group is especially this Rotary Club Bangalore Abilities is especially dedicated to the disabled persons. So do
Okay.
join us and encourage everyone. Tomorrow you can join with the same link, and you can join Telegram channel because that is where you get all the updates about forthcoming events, also certificate links to download. So join Telegram channel and do share with your friends, and do join tomorrow with the same link at 10:15, and sessions will continue up to 4:30. So every day certificate will be provided based on the feedback form filled by you. So within 15 working days, the certificate download link will be provided in the Telegram channel and also on the website, webinar series website. So thank you once again, everyone, for joining us. Have a great day. Take care. Good night. Good night, Sir Ravichandran, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.